Well, Veronica, thank you so much for coming in. I am so excited to interview you for this position. You come highly recommended. Well, that's great. I love to hear that I'm highly recommended, and I'm honored to be here for this interview. I've already sort of gone over your resume, and you're everything we've been looking for. You are, excellent written and verbal communication skills, bilingual, results driven, team oriented, analytical. You have your degree in business. It's everything that we are looking for in this position. That's why I applied because I've worked really hard to hone in on all these skills, and I feel that I can be a great asset to your team. There's just one thing we need to discuss. Under salary, you listed that you would settle for no less than 95K. That's a little over what we're willing to pay for this position. You know what? That's okay. It is okay. Okay, that was easier than I thought. What do you mean though? What do you mean it's okay? Like, do you accept the job? I'm willing to negotiate, so let me know which qualifications you want me to exclude from my resume, and then we'll start over, and then you can let me know what you're willing to pay me for the qualifications that remain. Oh, no, we as a company want you to bring all of these qualifications to the table. I don't want to exclude any of them. I mean, you have a list of very, very admirable qualities. I would like for you to bring all of them to the table. And I get that, and I completely respect your position. I'm bringing a lot of experience, and I'm going to bring skills and qualifications that you have been looking for, and that is what I feel that I'm worth. If you don't feel that I'm worth the 95,000, that's perfectly fine, but then I won't bring all of my skills and qualifications. I I'm going to have to take this back to the team. Um, but I guess we'll be in contact with you. Take it back to the team. Do what you got to do. I'm going to give you about 48 hours to get back to me. I know my worth. I know what I'm bringing to the table, and that's how much I'm requiring for my services. So you let me know if you want to continue doing business. If not, there's other companies out there that are willing to pay me what I'm worth. So I see on your resume here that you're fluent in English, Spanish, and French. We don't have a lot of Spanish or French speaking customers, but if we do, I'm hoping that we can count on you for those translation services. Yeah, I'm happy to offer translation services. Does that come with an additional payment? Is it separately invoiced whenever you have to use my services, or how does that work? No, your pay doesn't include bilingual services. Your the salary that we're currently offering, it's just in general, but we do ask that you participate actively in the improvement of our company, and sometimes we have to communicate with, people who don't speak our language, and you would be a great asset if you could just do that for us, sort of like a favor. Out of sheer curiosity, if I were to not be available to translate, or I wasn't fluent in multiple languages, how would you communicate, or how have you been communicating with your non-English speaking clients? We would contact the translator line that we've been using. So, so your company's willing to pay a translator line to translate, but you're going to have someone in-house that can provide these services on demand whenever needed, and you're not willing to pay extra for that. And the reason I'm asking is because I paid a lot of money to learn French and to become fluent in Spanish. And it wasn't a favor that someone did for me. I had to put in the time, and I had to put in the effort to learn these languages, even English. I'm fluent in English, and that's something that not a lot of people can say these days. So it's just funny to me that you use the word favor, but you're willing to pay a translator line. So, as far as my bilingual efforts, again, you can either add pay to my salary to use those, or I can invoice you separately whenever they're needed, or we can just remove them as an option altogether, and I can just completely speak English all the time. So, Veronica, after looking over the salary and the job description, did you have any questions? Yes, actually, in the job description, I see at the bottom it says additional duties as assigned. Are you able to just describe a little bit more of what's going to be expected aside from what's already listed? I would honestly love to be able to tell you every single thing that you're going to be doing in this role, but it would just take forever. There's just too many variables when it comes to this position. So I wouldn't be able to tell you what those additional duties, sometimes they just come up, and we're just going to ask you to do them. And it's just, it kind of falls into that whole additional duties, if that makes sense. And I get that. I understand that you can't tell me every single thing that I'm going to be expected to do. But where does it end? At what point do you now add 15 additional duties to my job description without additional pay? I hope that makes sense. It does make sense. There's really just no way for me to list everything out for you. We really look for team players and you know, team members that are willing to step up in times of need. I just hope you understand where I'm coming from. It leaves it open for you to be able to expect. So I'm getting paid for items 1 through 5, and saying additional duties as described, it kind of leaves it open for you to be able to add items 6 through 20 and kind of put it under that category and not necessarily give me an opportunity to rebuttal or to require more pay because now I'm being asked to do way more than what's expected of me. If you guys decide to lay off half of the accounting department and all their duties fall on me, then I can't really fight anything because these are additional duties as described. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, we have your resume and we'll be in contact. Hi, team. Thank you for your time today. I just wanted to bring you guys in here. We're going to do some team building activities. There's been some reports of like behavior issues and people not getting along here in the office. And we just want to make sure that everyone is getting along. We want it to be a pleasant work environment. So we're going to do some team building activity. Veronika, you have a question? Yeah, I have a question. Does this apply to everyone, or are there specific people who are causing these disruptions? Well, without calling anyone out, we have received a couple complaints about certain behaviors. And so we just wanted to make sure that we brought everyone in to ensure that everyone knows what the expectations are and to kind of come back together as a team. Okay, then I guess I'm just curious as to why instead of doing a team building activity with people who have nothing to do with the disruption or the issue, why aren't you just addressing those people? Like, we're adults. I don't understand why we got to sit through a get to know each other when we work together for the past 5 years. So I'm not sure why not just pull the people that are causing the issue into the office, address them and let them know what their behavior is expected to be moving forward instead of dragging everyone else into the issue. I'm so sorry. I guess I'm not understanding what you're asking. We just want to bring everyone together and do a team building activity so that, moving forward, we can all be in sync and work in harmony. So I am so sorry if I'm not understanding your question, Veronika. Let me clarify. So my question is, if someone is doing something wrong or something that they shouldn't be doing, and you're addressing everyone as a whole, how is that person going to know that it's their behavior that needs to change? Okay, if they're doing something wrong, they either, number one, don't know that they're doing it wrong, which that's less than likely, or number two, they don't care. So they're going to say, well, it's not me, it's probably you. And so they're not going to change their behavior because they were not addressed and they don't think it applies to them. So again, the course of action that should happen is you should address the person causing the issue instead of addressing everyone as a whole. I think you need to go directly to the source and let the rest of us go back to work. We really don't want any pushback on this. We really don't want to deal with difficulty right now. We just want to get everyone on the same page that we need the behavior to be acceptable across the board. I think that should suffice as an explanation. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm trying to understand why you're not holding the person causing the issue accountable for their behavior. And every time I speak up, you want to say that I'm aggressive or whatever. You need to stop that. You need to stop that because I'm not being aggressive and I'm not being outspoken for no reason. I have valid reason. You're here calling everyone into a meeting, telling us that we got to sit here and get to know our coworkers like we don't already know each other because one or two people are doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. Hold them accountable and let the rest of us go about our day the way we've been doing, not causing issues. Welcome aboard, Veronika. Have you actually ever worked in this industry before? No, so this is actually my first waitressing job. I've never worked in this type of industry before, but I have heard that waitresses and waiters have the potential to make some really good money. So,
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
what is the starting rate, by the way?
You'll currently start at $2.13.
I'm sorry, you said $2.13 an hour?
Yes, exactly. That's correct.
I feel like that is the opposite of financial freedom.
Oh, that's so funny. So you do get tips as well on top of that.
Oh, okay, okay. So you guys pay tips on top of that. Okay. And are the tips guaranteed?
Oh God, no. No, tips are never guaranteed, but they're basically an expectation.
I'm so sorry. Again, I've never worked in this industry, so I need to understand. Um, so you're paying me $2 and some change per hour, and then uh the patrons, like the customers, are are tipping, and that's not guaranteed. So it's not guaranteed that I'll make any real money.
Well, we live in a society of tipping culture, so you will get tips.
What is the tipping based on?
That answer depends on who you speak with, but it could be your service, the prices on the menu, people's mood that day.
Okay. Um how do we know that people are going to tip? Like, are they told that they have to tip? Like, what does that process look like?
It's kind of just implied. Like people just kind of know they are supposed to tip, you know?
Okay, so tipping is a suggestion, not a requirement. It's
Yeah, we even give them the suggested tip amounts on the receipt, so it'll kind of prompt
okay.
them.
So I'm sorry I'm asking so many questions. I'm just trying to understand. Um, okay. So you're paying me $2.13 per hour, and then we are relying on the generosity of strangers to make up the difference.
Exactly, exactly.
How do we know that they're going to tip?
Oh, we chastise them. We'll have an attitude, or there's plenty of people who will tell them to stay home if they can't tip. So society takes care of that for us. They essentially do our dirty work. They try to guilt people.
Um, okay. I have to think about this. Thank you so much for my interview. Thank you for offering me the job. I don't know that I feel comfortable because the only thing guaranteed is my $2.13. And then whatever tip I get could be $10 a day, could be $100 a day or more, but it's not guaranteed. The only thing that I'm guaranteed to do is come home with $2.13 times however many hours I work. Tips are
Oh, and you do have to pay out some tips to the other staff members as well.
oh, and I also have to share my tips with
Yes.
okay, okay. All right. I don't think this is for me. I love the people that can make this work. I can't live with such uncertainty, but thank you so much for this opportunity.